Hi y'all, and welcome to my channel, Fred Makes Things, and our monthly quilt update video for you. This may be my shortest quilt update video ever because I am quickly squeezing it in on Monday night, because I'm heading to New York in the morning and I need to get this edited for Wednesday. So the shorter I make it, the quicker the editing is, the faster I can get it up, and the sooner I can go back to enjoying my holiday. So anyway, this video is going to be in two parts. Part one is going to be talking temperature quilt for 2024, and then part two is the block of the month for Symphony by Banyan Batiks. Timestamps are on the screen, in the description box, and as chapters in the video, so if you want to skip over my little preamble, feel free to do so. And so yeah, before we get into part one, I just want to say hello to everybody. Hello to all the new subscribers, the OGs, anyone in between. Hello to the people who like to click on just watching how quilts are updating or progressing and then clicking out. And hello to anybody who just found me for the first time and is still watching. You are all welcome. You are all appreciated. I just like, chatting with people like this. So anyway, let's get started. Temperature quilt. And then we'll talk block of the month second. So this is all 11 months together, folded poorly, so I will refold that and show it to you in a second. But before we do that, let's look at how December is coming along. So this is the beginning of December here in this light blue. Basically the same weather all the way through. Get a little bit warmer, get a little bit colder, and then you might be asking, why is there a weird break here? I did not plan well, and I am out of this blue fabric. I went to order it online, and of course it's no longer available. So now I am pouting, really, sitting here and wondering what I am going to do. There's a good chance that there is a blue like this somewhere in my stash, and I can just swap it out. Because as long as it's not too much like this light blue or too much like this dark blue, I think we can tell the difference. There's only a couple of weeks left in the month, and the chances of hitting between 0 and -5 are, not too great. So I figured we could just try it out. If you hear noise in the background, chatting in the background, whatnot, I do have family visiting. And there's currently chatter going on outside my door. So yeah, that is this month. I'm up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm up to December 12th. So when you are seeing this, I am 6 days or so behind, but that's okay. I can catch up. It's not that big of a deal. So yeah, that is where we're at now. Nice and icy looking. And now let's talk last month. Y'all, the distractions are real tonight. So I started off saying, here's a photo of my temperature quilt as I folded my temperature quilt up so you can take a look at all 11 months that we have completed so far together. It's looking pretty cool, but also kind of weird because as you can see, we start the month off red. Red is hotter than 25 degrees Celsius. It's 25 to 30 degrees Celsius, and look, even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 days in, we hit red again. It's kind of crazy. We have a lot of pink, which is 20 to 25. We've got some fuchsia. 25 to 30, 20 to 25, 15 to 20. All of the colors, or all of the temperatures, are on the screen for you in Fahrenheit, so you know what I'm talking about. But we were quite warm for quite a while, and then we got into like the colder months, the blue, but we were still hovering in the teens for the majority of the month. And then as we got towards December, it finally started to feel cold and wintry. So we only have one more month to go. January's update's going to be pretty cool, because in that month you're going to be able to see the updated version of December's with whatever new blue we put into it. You're going to get to see the border around it, and everything before I send it off to the long arm quilter. A couple months ago I was uncertain about how everything is working out together, but now that we're here and we're like in the home stretch, I am back to enjoying it. So that's this month's temperature quilt. Now to talk about the block of the month. So part 2, Banyan Batiks and their Symphony block of the month. I forgot to move the cat over, so we're still on last month's, but here we are. We're doing one block of the pinwheel star. So I didn't really understand these instructions very well. Normally I would walk you through how to construct them, but I realized as I was making it wrong. So with this one, I learned that I have to pay attention to this section first, right? My first little section. And then I had to pay attention to my next section. And then I had to pay attention to my third section. And then I had to really pay attention to the layout. So it's like they call it the pinwheel star. It looks really cool in the photo. Like you can really see the color variation in the blue, right? And like how cool does that look? I like the muted colors. Well, I picked the muted colors, right? I am liking how it's coming together, but my problem is that on, I don't know if you can tell, but on this specific square block, I had to make 8 of them. I made 3 of them. Notice that I had sewn like the little triangle section to the big triangle sections in reverse. So I was like, oh no, but luckily I hadn't trimmed them down or anything like that. So I was like, oh no. So I went back, seam ripped them all out, and did the orientation right, double checked, was happy with how it looked, so proud of myself, finished it all up, sewed it all together, trimmed it all up, went to lay it out and realized that I was right the first time. I had accidentally flipped them the second time. So all of these were sewn backwards. Which was very, very annoying to me. I had 8 of them that I sewed wrong. So then I had to sit and decide if I was going to cut all of the pieces again and resew them, or if I was going to make it work. And I decided I was going to just make it work. So here we are, the final section. So to look at it on here, this section here was supposed to be inverted. The blue was supposed to be on the top and the beige was supposed to be on the bottom. And then we were supposed to have our green pointing in this way. Here's a photo of me trying to figure out how I was going to piece it together to make it make sense. But with the way that it was and the way that the green was sitting, actually the green was pointing down. It was weird to have like the 2 blue and white pieces touching when it was supposed to be the beige pieces touching. So it was throwing the pinwheel look off. So I tried a couple of different layouts, spinning my corner pieces to come up with something that worked, that still was like representative of the pinwheel. And this is what I came up with. So we have our interior pinwheel together. We've got our solid blocks differentiating the interior pinwheel. And instead of having the exterior, instead of getting the pinwheel shape on the outside, I ended up doing like this like blocking shape on the outside, and I think it turned out pretty well. I went to the quilting organization group that I'm on to get their opinions. A lot of people were really nice about it. A couple of people were kind of mean about it, but for the most part, they agreed with me, or they said just to leave it. It's so like all over the place anyway that nobody's really going to notice that you messed up a little bit. But you know, for the last block of the month, I wanted to look nice. here's a photo of it all laid out so you can see all of the pieces together. Not all of the points are perfect. Most of them are, which I'm really surprised with because I didn't even have my iron. My iron was in use elsewhere and I wanted to get this done. I finished this like an hour ago. I wanted to get it done so I could talk to you all about it. So I'm actually pretty proud of this with how much like work I had to put into it and how it came out together. Am I happy that I'm like leaving this block of the month this way and that it's not perfect? Not really, but you know, it is what it is. So that is this month's block of the month. Now, if I had more time, I would have done a part 3 showing you all of the blocks and what they look like and giving you an idea of how everything kind of comes together in a really rough layout. But I honestly, I just don't quite have enough time this month. So in January, you're going to see me talk about which blocks I remade, because if you've been with me on this journey, you will know that I messed up a few blocks and I wanted to come back to them after I had everything made to use the scrap material to help make the blocks. And I have a lot of scrap material. I will show that to you in January as well. So it'll be kind of like an overall review. You'll see the blocks, you'll see the remade blocks, you'll see all the scrap. It'll be kind of like how my quilt as you go video from a couple of weeks were, where I was like, let's like go on this adventure with me. So you will see that in that video, and then you will also see the temperature quilt and see my progress on the new temperature quilt that I haven't quite figured out yet. So if that interests you, do think about coming back in January. I forgot to mention that if you like the look of this year's temperature quilt, the pattern is available for free from the Canuck Quilter Designs. Their blog link is in the description box for you if you want to go and check them out. This Banyan Batiks Symphony Block of the Month, I believe, is finished. I was Googling it, and it looks like you can buy the kits online on like Etsy and things like that if this is something that you're interested in looking at yourself. But for me, we're mostly done, right? We're done all 12 blocks. So what do you think? Do you like it? Do you not? Do you like the layout that I ended up coming up with? Or do you think that I should have recut 8 pieces? Because by the time that you like seam rip all of these pieces apart, they'd be useless and I'd have to recut them anyway. So do you think I should have recut them to make them proper, or do you kind of like the block as it turned out? I'd be really curious to hear your thoughts down in the comment section. And with all of that, I am going to go. I've had my father-in-law try to get my attention several times over while I've been recording, so now I get to go find out what he wants to talk to me about. So do like the video if you've made it to the end of this probably shortest quilt update video ever. Do think about subscribing if you want to see what else I have going on. This week we have, yesterday was a Quilt As You Go project. Actually, that's the Quilt As You Go project I just mentioned a minute ago. I forgot that it was up yesterday. Thursday is an embroidery kit review. Friday is a sticker by number time-lapse video. And Saturday is our Sewers Club project review. Have I made that yet? Absolutely not. Will I be making it Thursday night and Friday to talk about it on Saturday? Most likely. So do come back. Think about subscribing to check any of that out. Like the video if you've made it to the end, and I'm going to go. So with all of that being said, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching, and I will talk with you again soon. Bye!